Anxiety runs through your body as you prepare to go to your first day of class. You wonder whether someone would sit with you at lunch or whether you'll make friends at all. As you walk through the hallway, a kid shoves you out of the way. This sounds like something that can be seen in movies, but would you believe that this happens in school almost every day? Most people underestimate the power of bullying and believe that it is a problem without a solution, but I disagree. I believe that bullying can be solved and that it is becoming a serious problem as it has been growing over the recent years and has shown to have long-term consequential effects on children. Bullying is becoming more common in school these days. Based on a U.S. national study, 30% or 5.7 million middle school to high school students are being affected by bullying since the beginning of the century. 7% have reported to being bullied in schools based on surveys. This problem does not only affect the US, but is occurring all over the world. Bullying can start even during preschool and can grow rapidly worse during the years. Bullies often target the ones that cannot fight back, lack social skills, or even come from another country. It can continue because other kids are afraid to stand up for the person for fear that they themselves would become bullied, thus becoming a cycle that repeats every day. Based on Encyclopedia Britannica, bullying is defined as an intentional harm doing or harassment that is directed towards vulnerable targets and typically repeated. There are several types of bullying. Verbal bullying is the most common and can include but not limited to spreading rumors, saying derogatory terms, or yelling hurtful comments. 77% of the students have reported to experience this type of bullying. 80% of students have experienced cyberbullying and is rapidly growing thanks to technological advancements and emergence of social networking sites such as Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. It can range from posting hateful comments to threatening people's lives. Some bullying can also go physical, which is what we often see in movies. This occurs when the person being bullied is shoved or is injured. The growing number and forms of bullying can be very alarming, as studies have shown that bullying causes long-term effects on children. The worst consequence of bullying is the violence. It is one of the leading causes of the growing number of school shootings in the U.S. The U.S. Secret Service, along with the U.S. Department of Education, have reported that bullying has been a key factor for some of the school violence. In fact, in Nevada, one of the most recent school shootings, authorities believe that bullying is one of the causes that for the 12-year-old boy to lash out at his teachers and fellow classmates. Many speculated that one of the most violent school shootings, the Columbine High School incident, had bullying as one of the factors that has pushed one of the kids to pursue the violent activity. Emotional trauma can come out of bullying. Studies show that victims often suffer long-term emotional and psychological problems such as depression and anxiety, and can lead to a lack of self-esteem. Many of the kids being bullied try to avoid school at all costs. They also become too worried about it instead of concentrating in class. This leads to the plummet of their school performance. Many victims of bullying commit suicide. In fact, one of the most famous incidents is the YouTube video of a girl named Amanda who shared her experience of bullying, then later drank bleach. Bullying can also affect those that commit it. Studies have shown that people who are bullies have problems of forming relationships in the future. Research also shows that bullying and domestic violence have a correlational relationships, and that most bullies end up becoming going into bad habits such as drinking and using drugs. And studies have shown that bullies have a higher chance of becoming convicted of crimes in later years. Bullying is truly a big problem, but it is a problem that can be solved with many solutions. Why is it still occurring if it can be prevented? Based on research, 85% of bullying cases have been ignored by teachers and school officials. Only 41% of the principals have admitted to having programs that protect the LGBT community. Some schools have started anti-bullying programs, but it is neither implemented strongly or is too weak. Parents can help with solving this dilemma. Some of the simple steps can be taken include observing the behavior of kids, as the kids who are being bullied showed many signs of it. Ask the teacher to observe the child's behavior and how they interact with others and how others interact with them. Talk to your child and let them know that they are not at fault with the situation. But of course, parents cannot protect their child in school in schools, so schools and governments are also big factors in this conflict. There have been many laws that have passed through, but as bullying is still around, it can be deduced that it is not enough. Also, there are only a few places where the government has become involved in the situation. Disney Channel and Cartoon Network has started or supported a program in which they teach kids about bullying and what can be done about it. This is a sign that it has become a nationwide problem, but it is also something that schools should do. They should educate the kids about bullying and how to deal with it. But there are still some teachers and principals that would undermine the reports of bullying. The fact that many programs have been created and yet bullying is still around sure is a sign that bullying is a serious problem that must be dealt with. Bullying comes in many forms and can have serious consequences to the one being bullied and to the one doing the bullying. It is spreading like wildfire in schools, causing student performances to drop, and yet we are ignoring the problem. Bullying can be prevented just by taking simple steps and being aware of it. And remember, not everyone has to go through bullying.